So the former Springbok captain in good spirits. It's the Plate Semi-Final next. Fiji up against Australia. They're South Pacific neighbours, and you can see the Fijian starting seven led by the captain, the inspirational Asia Kalinisau, and it will be Lewis Holland who will captain the Australian team in the absence of Ed Jenkins, who's not playing in this tournament. There's the Australian team. They got the first try against South Africa in the Cup quarter-final, but couldn't go on with it, overrun by the Blitzbok. So here is the welcome for Australia in the familiar green and gold, and Fiji in the white jerseys, the black shorts. And these teams, well, Fiji beat Scotland, Russia and Argentina, and then lost in a shock to France in the semi-finals. And the Australians are very much a new look Australian team, beat Portugal, Wales and the United States on day one, but lost 25-5 to South Africa in the Plate semi-finals. The referee is Nick Bryant from New Zealand. When you look at the last 10 matches between these two teams, it's 5 wins, 5 losses apiece. Fiji won in Dubai last week, 19-12 in the Cup quarter-final. They met in London earlier this year and Dubai last week. Australia winning in London and Fiji winning in Dubai. And we're underway in the Plate semi-final. Stannard kicking off and Pamafo getting it back. So Australia doing well from the kickoff. Greg Clark in commentary. Alongside me is Hanyani Shimangi, former Springbok hooker, and Pamafo. Oh, he had a man unmarked, Holland on the inside, and he just couldn't get the pass to him. So
Sorry,
now,
my mistake. It was knocked into touch by White.
So we're going to come back.
Sorry.
Referee admitting
So it was
he
passed
made a
back by
mistake.
White,
So
and then
we will have.
By Gold and knocked into touch by White.
So it's going to have a line-out by the look of it.
Processing what happened.
Yeah, let's see, saying it went out into touch. So knocked back by the Fijians into touch, but Pamafo, fantastic opportunity to open the scoring for the Australians. But still in business here, Stannard to feed the line out.
And a good win as well. Down to Stannard. Holland sizing up the opposition, giving it now to Kingston. Kingston turning it back on the inside, but it's been lost forward.
By Gold first? Yeah, double knock.
Double knock on. Some of the combinations just not working.
Thanks.
Early days yet for this particular Australian combination.
Well, the good thing about the Australians is they're actually taking the game to the Fijians early on. Generally, a lot of teams wait for Fiji to get ahead and then start playing, but the Australians have come out fighting, taking the game to the Fijians and looking solid.
So Fiji with an opportunity to attack from inside their own territory. Kalinisau straightens, and the support play is good. Rabovo is there, and they offload. And it's a wide ball out to Mata, and now Aposide Domalai, who's been in sensational form. You cannot miss the one-on-ones against these gentlemen from Fiji. They don't call them the Flying Fijians for nothing. And Aposide Domalai will get his 5th try for the weekend, and first opportunity for Fiji, and they nail it.
Well, Fijian magic. Domalai just went around his man, made it look very easy. Not falling in contact, not even looking for the pass. Just basic one-on-one work here. The Fijian magic from the Fijian Fly. Look at that, just inside, outside. Leg tackle, couldn't hold his hands together. The Australian defender disappointed in himself. And Domalai gets the try.
Another look at it now. Big men hard to bring down, but the tackle had to be made, because once you give them space, they are away. Conversion successful, 7-0, Fiji over Australia. So Stannard got it over to Cusack. Troops arrive in the nick of time, or do they? No, holding on. Isolated there. So Fiji with another opportunity. There's the offload to Kalinisau. And it's 2-on-2 and the inside ball, and away it goes. So another Rawatha this time. 2 opportunities to score, 2 sets of possession, and they've got 2 converted tries.
Hey Jay, can you get the comms right?
Well, Rawatha too quick. And Ben Ryan looking cool, calm and collected, enjoying the Capetown sun. Top try scorers, the Fijians, and we can see why. 11 tries, but really Rawatha too quick, too fast on the cutback, and Australia had no answer.
Conversion from in front, no problem there for Rawatha, and so it is 14 points to 0. And you've got to ask the question, where was this Fijian form in their cup quarter-final, which they lost to France 17-14?
Thanks.
You got to ask that. Well, this time they're making sure of the tries. In the upset game, they gave away, or they butchered a try by going over the dead ball line, almost too confident or too cocky. This time they're making sure of it.
And this
backwards
one
off goal, play on. Came
backwards off Australia, so it is play on, and Fiji with another opportunity, more possession. Domalai taken this time from Palmafo. Knocked back. And so cleaning it up now is Mulavoro, and he offloads to Nangusa. Fiji inside Australian territory, just looking for a hole to open up. Mata firing it over to Kolunasau, throws it back on the inside, and this is where the Fijians are so dangerous, when they're allowed to offload willy-nilly. They hold the ball in one hand on most occasions, and they get it free, and they
tackle never release first.
Keep the ball moving to the support. Domalai still there. Ravovo. And there's that pass around the corner. Brilliant pickup from Ravovo. And he gets away from his man, and it's going to be Kolunasau running it in the corner. So they're on fire, the Fijians. And this New Look Australian combination with no answers at the moment. 19 points to 0 after 6 minutes.
Well, this is wonderful work here, getting the pass away through the tackle. But how good is this pickup here? And Kolunasau finishes off. But the work was done by the offload. The big Fijian players taking 2 Australian defenders away. Pop pass away, and that was the end of it. But you're right, Clarkie. Where was this Fijian side earlier on? They definitely mean business now.
Got a problem with one of the players coming from the field limping badly as the conversion is missed. But it is 19 points to 0, and the Australians haven't really been able to string together a lot of possession.
Yeah, Clark, and if you just look at the numbers, 18 passes completed from the Fijians, and Australia only 6. Okay. And that's why the scoreline looks like this.
Vatimi Ravovo to get us underway again, and Palmafo knocks it back. Kingston tries to clean up, and now it's Holland who gives it to Vanderwalt. But, well, nothing's going right. They've been pinged for the obstruction, so Fiji might have the final say in the first half.
Take the kick, please.
The siren has sounded. The roar in the background is for the South African team running out in front of their fans to warm up for their cup semi-final still to come. That's gone to ground. The Australians trying to just kick it rather than fall onto it. Handing possession back to Fiji, and it's a 2Y. He pops it out the back to Rawatha. And they hold him up, the Australians. It's a maul.
No, tackle, roll! Roll!
Well, I thought he called them all. Maybe one of the players called them all.
Never a maul.
And it is Fiji again, 2Y, out to Domalai. And Kolunasau fires it through the hands of Mulavoro, Ravovo, and they've got so much support around them, although that one went to ground. And now Kolunasau almost through. They're keeping it alive. Desperate defence needed by Australia over on the far side. Now they will try and clear it to the open. No, the inside ball to Domalai, and he has got a double. Episai Domolele scores well after the half-time siren. And it's one-way traffic in Capetown for Fiji in this Plate Semi-final. They don't like being on the Plate, Fiji. They wanted to make the most of it, seeing that they were knocked out of the main competition. And so far, so good.
And just doing everything right. Domolele from Kalina South straight through the hole there. Had a little bit of work to do, the hop, skip, and the jump. To right here, Fiji just staying alive the whole time. That ball never stops moving, they never go to ground. And that cut back here, Domolele, fantastic.
If someone goes low, just stay in that passing channel or go up and hold the ball. You can't afford to send two people low. Offload, try time. If someone's chopping low, someone's on the ball. And we're just got to be more effective, I think, in the tackles. Get on the ground, there's no one in support, and we'll get the turnovers.
And more urgency on loose balls too. We can't afford just to dangle the foot at it. We've got to dive on the ball, secure possession, and give ourselves a chance to build into this game, okay? Otherwise, we're just going to defend for another 7 minutes and it ends up 40-odd points. Got to just change the momentum there. So we do need to make some tackles, some offensive, physical tackles that gives us time to get on the ball and compete. And then when we've got it, just make sure we don't run ourselves into isolation. So great work, Tommy, getting all that way down the field. And we end up just getting isolated. So pull out, shift the ball back, get it back the other way where our support comes from, okay? Sammy on for Steph, and Al come on for Con.
Well, let's have some pride in.
Let's go,
Let's go, eh?
So the Australian interim head coach, Scott Bowen, urging his players to hang in there, lift the work rate, eliminate the mistakes, control possession. Still no news on when the new Australian head coach will be named. Interviews are continuing. But Scott Bowen in charge at the moment, usually working with the Australian women's team, who won in Dubai last week and qualified for Rio. The Australian men have also qualified for Rio after winning the Oceania qualifying tournament in Auckland in November. Fiji automatically qualified because they won the HSBC Sevens World Series last series. So we're underway in the second half and Fiji overrunning the kicker. So
Number 5.
Basic mistake there from the Fijians and the Australians now. Playing for a little bit of pride. A perfect 3 from 3 yesterday. A couple of the debutants having a good start to their World Series careers. But today it's been hard work. So here's Alan Fa'alauval dummying and dummying again. And then running out of room and options. Omofo to Holland. Cusack. Big Tom Cusack showing and then giving it out now. And Sam Myers is over on the far side. You can hear the physicality of that tackle. Now it's Holland across field, giving it to Palmafo. They need to get him involved. Palmafo floats one over to Myers. The cover comes across. Myers floats it back to Palmafo. The big winger slams it down. That's what's required. That'll make the interim coach happier. And it's a try. Oh gee, Palmafo. What's happened there? He is such a key player for Australia. 78th try in the Sevens World Series. He's had a history of shoulder injuries. Have a look at this hit here, Hinyani. They say Sevens is
physical.
Not physical. Have a look at that.
No, that's incredibly physical. The guy's deciding to go direct. Well, there's no space there anyway. But Palmafo, just hope he isn't injured badly. But really physical here from the Australians. And I just fear this could be a dislocated shoulder from him as he landed there to put the ball in. Yeah.
Do you want to take the kick and then we can wait back at halfway? Do you want to take the kick and then we can wait back at halfway? Or do you want to wait for him?
Such a key player.
Either way, we'll wait.
He's Sam Myers.
Come on.
Did well to offload and just slamming it down and landing awkwardly on that shoulder.
And they're trying to put it back in. It's popped out, so trying to really put the shoulder back in the socket.
So Stannard has kicked the conversion while we're waiting for this, and James Stannard edges closer to the all-time Australian point scoring record, still held by Peter Miller on 631. Here's Palmafo's injury again. slams it down and just landed on the shoulder and the elbow. Yeah, Peter Miller, 631 points, holds the Australian record. Stannard closing in on that, ahead of Cameron Clark and Ed Jenkins. And from a try point of view, Peter Miller, 107 tries. And a little bit of trivia for you. Peter Miller was the first player ever on the World Series to score 100 tries. He brought up 100 with a hat-trick in Cardiff in 2002. So now Fiji looking to hit back, a free hand again to offload, and Domalolo hands it back over to Big Pio Tuwai. And now Mo Whanafangi is out there. Kalenisau does everything at 100 mile an hour. He leaves it behind though, and it's backwards, and so Kingston will take it into contact. It was about 4-on-2 out wide, but now Sam Myers will straighten it up and get it into the 22. Releases the ball and has another go. Tackled by Domalolo. Stannard across to Fa'alauvau. Now it's Kingston. Change of direction. Fa'alauvau. Stannard showing it on the inside and now giving it to Holland, who gives it to Cusack. Big Tom Cusack is in for the try. And where was this from Australia in the first half? A little bit of possession goes a long way.
Yeah, a little bit of possession, a little bit of anger, and some directiveness. Tom Cusack gets over. Pamafo was direct, but he got injured. Now Tom Cusack does exactly the same thing, going nice and hard, some hard running lines, asking questions of the Fijian defense, and getting the result that they want. Positive tries and intent from the Australians.
This one's away to the left, and so it is 26 points to 12. And coming up, we've got New Zealand against the USA in the plate semi, then the semi-finals of the Cup, France against
Number 1.
now the kickoff, waiting for a replacement for Fiji. It's Stannard, and this time the Australians are in front of the kicker, and this is something that the referees are trying to clamp down on, because the contest in the air is so important from the restart, and some of the teams are just trying to get that half a metre start.
Yeah, and it's something that's been blown consistently. Stand a little bit further back, but the contestables are key in this game. The ability to retain position from kickoff. Very important.
Tuwai pops it back on the inside. Beautiful ball. Great running angle from Vaitakane. And it was a clear sprint to the line. So business as usual for Fiji. 31-12 now.
Yeah, and the Australian defense just standing off. Look at that, too easy. Vaitakane came running at pace. A fantastic line, a great line. The Australian defense just not aggressive enough. Scott Burns said, be aggressive, come up, don't give them space. Well, that time they gave them too much space, and the Fijian Flyers are in again.
And there's a beautiful conversion from the captain called Linasau, so it's 33-12. And Fiji looking like they will contest a final here. At least that will be the plate final, so they'll be playing off for 5th and 6th. Pass is completed. 39 by Fiji.
There's always a correlation between that stat and points. So Fiji controlling the ball.
Play on.
So Stannard across now to Cusack. And Jeladev thought for a moment that he'd get on the outside, ran out of room and had nowhere to go. Easy turnover.
And Jeladev, he was never ever going to beat Nagusa on the outside.
And that's right. Walk in, and are you the 2 metres? Thanks.
Bolivoro straight through, as easy as you like, and so They're really running away with it now. 38 points to 12. Poor ending to day 2 for this Australian team. But Fiji determined to make the most of what's left of them now, and that is the playoff for 5th. That's the plate final.
Clark, and fantastic work. Is there a slow Fijian player? Because all of them just seem to have a turn of pace. The ability to. I haven't seen a slow Fijian player yet.
If there is a slow Fijian player, I haven't seen one. Certainly not here at Cape Town, not on the HSBC Sevens World Series.
Number 7. Yeah, he's got to go now.
Yeah, we found the slow Fijian player, but I won't say that to him. Hopefully he doesn't listen to this.
Well, I tell you what, after the cup final, we're going to have a sprint race between the manager of Fiji and yourself.
I hope you back me on that one.
I've got Rapati Calvesi's phone number. I'll set it up for you.
What time's this flight? Because I'm going to go missing.
Okay, well, that's good work there from Geladev. Back to Stannard. And now Holland. Holland stepping. Holland fending. Holland for the line. Pulled down, only a half a metre out. Plenty of Aussie jerseys there, and diving over now is the man that started it, Greg Geladev. That's his 4th try for the weekend. And Australia have the final say in this match, but way too late. 38 points to 17 with the kick to come. And there's the extra true from Stannard, so 38 points to 19. Fiji through to the plate final in Cape Town in 2015. The Australians are going to have to regroup, head home and get themselves ready for Wellington. That's the next event on the circuit. That's the last weekend of January. Then, of course, the big one in Sydney for the Australians, their home tournament in the first weekend of February. Fiji 38, Australia 19.